Balloons bring such joy, filling space with color and motion. I can't think of any other product that has more impact. So, selling them can be pretty easy, especially with some basic strategies. When someone calls your store, they'll most likely ask, "How much are your balloons?" But what they're really saying is, "Please tell me all about your balloons." How you respond can make the difference between making the sale and getting passed up. You see, people don't buy based on price alone. They buy based on value. And when it comes to balloons, the motivation to buy usually boils down to one or more of the following. They want to surprise the recipient. They want the recipient to feel special. They want to celebrate an occasion. They want to express sentiment or emotion in a creative way. Or they want to be remembered by the recipient. None of these says anything about saving money. They're not necessarily looking for the cheapest deal in town. They're looking for the best value. Simply put, the best answer to the how much question is, we have balloons for every occasion in all different price ranges. What's the occasion? Say it with me. We have balloons for every occasion in all different price ranges. What's the occasion? Within the first two questions, try to find out who the recipient is and what the occasion is. Then you can start to uncover the other valuable information you'll need to begin some professional, creative selling.
Your daughter's birthday? Great! We have some wonderful birthday bouquet designs, all kinds of exciting themes.
Next, you need to find out where the delivery's going. If it's outside your delivery area, you can save yourself a lot of time and effort.
And where will we be delivering this to? Henry's Restaurant? What a great place! We just made a delivery there last week.
Now you need to start gathering the details that will help you sell a specific design. Ask the caller to tell you about the recipient and her interests. If the caller needs help, make suggestions.
Tell me a little bit about your daughter. What's she interested in? You know, hobbies, music, that kind of thing? What's her favorite color?
When you think you know enough about the event, the location, and the recipient, you're ready to start some suggestive selling. Always describe the delivery in colorful, exciting detail before ever mentioning the price. And try to build your word picture around these 4 key ideas. The theme of the bouquet, how colorful it will be, the size you plan to make it, and the approximate number of balloons you intend to use. Now watch as our salesperson uses these 4 key ideas to paint a vivid picture of the bouquet and the exciting event she'll create with the presentation.
We could put together one of our precious birthday wishes bouquets featuring the prettiest cupcake-shaped balloon. We surround that with 4 colorful latex balloons that coordinate and say, "Happy Birthday Wishes." We can even add 4 more with swirling stars all over them. This bouquet is priced at only $49. And when your little girl sees this huge, beautiful bouquet of birthday balloons headed towards her, she is going to feel so special. We'll even get everyone to sing happy birthday. Believe me, this will be a birthday she'll remember for years.
Did you notice the way she put the price in the middle of the description? That's known as burying the price. It's a very effective sales tool and one you'll want to master. By burying the price, the caller's focus is on the reaction of the recipient, not the price. The caller will come back to the price if it's out of her range. Always start on the higher end. If the caller's uncomfortable with the price, you can give a less expensive option. So, after describing the bouquet, the price, and the presentation, ask your caller, "How does that sound?" If they respond with a statement or question unrelated to price, you know they're ready to buy. And finally, follow up by asking them how they'd like to pay. In summary then, a call for price is really a call for value. Find out all you can about the recipient and event. Paint a graphic word picture of the balloons and the excitement you'll bring to the event. Bury the price. Start high and let the caller bring you down. And finally, close the sale by asking for method of payment. Remember, you're the expert when it comes to helping people express themselves. Listen to what they want, then make suggestions using the techniques we've outlined here. I guarantee the sales will follow.
Consider these arrangements of magical double bubble balloons. They're just one of the value-added designs you'll learn in the QBN Balloon Deliveries and Bouquet Kit. Now, let's call one 5 double bubble balloons, and the other our Big and Bubbly Bouquet. Both have 5 double bubble balloons, and their price is the same. Which one would you rather send? Which one sounds like more bang for the buck? As you describe the bouquet, you'll want to use rich, descriptive words to paint a picture of the balloons as well as the impact they'll have. Words like magical, exciting, and impressive all help with the wow factor. Words that describe color are powerful too. A yellow daisy balloon can be sunshine yellow. A sales or idea book can be really helpful as a reference tool when selling your balloon work. Use it to describe your custom offerings with creative names and different price ranges. It will allow you to quickly offer appropriate suggestions, so keep it right by the phone. Check out the Balloons to Go section of Balloon Images magazine and the Balloon Ideas section of Qualitex.com to help you get started.
Role-playing can be especially helpful in working through different scenarios. In this first example, we have a new grandma calling to have a welcome baby bouquet delivered to her son's home.
Good morning. This is Jenny with Beautiful Balloons. How can we help you today?
Good morning. How much are your balloons?
We have balloons for every occasion in all different price ranges. What's the occasion?
My son's wife just had my first grandbaby, a girl, and I want to send something to their home to welcome her.
Great. We have some really terrific baby bouquets. Where does your son live?
221 North 11th.
I know right where that is. So tell me her name.
Haley Rose.
Oh, how beautiful. We could do something with a lot of balloons in a big bouquet, or we could just create a really great delivery centered on one of our big 3-foot welcome baby balloons. Which do you prefer?
I like the sound of that big balloon.
Great. Big Welcome for Baby is one of our most popular deliveries, and you'll love how long it lasts. We'll start with a big welcome baby balloon. It has pretty pastels with a gingham background and sweet buttons. We dress it up with a beautiful ribbon collar and a pink gingham print just for her, and anchor it to a package of newborn diapers topped with a beautiful bow that matches just perfectly. I'd like to add special balloon pacifiers in pink, cascading down from the big balloon, and then tie one into the bow below. We could even sign the card something like, "Congratulations on your new bundle of joy." At $50, they'll be so surprised when they open their door to see such a thoughtful gift made just for their little girl. How does that sound?
Well, it sounds great, but it's a little more than I'd like to spend.
I tell you what, how about we just do one of those special pink pacifiers nestled in the bow below? We could do that for $39. They'll love the big presentation and really appreciate the detail. How does that sound?
That sounds perfect.
How would you like to pay for this?
It sure seems easy when you watch it. Let's take a look at another example.
Good afternoon. This is Jenny with Beautiful Balloons. How can we help you celebrate today?
How much are your balloons?
We have balloons for every occasion in all different price ranges. What's the occasion?
Well, my girlfriends and I want to send something to our friend who's having a birthday tomorrow.
Great. Where will we be delivering this to?
Let's deliver it to her office downtown. She's at 135 North Main.
Great. Tell me a little bit about her.
Well, she loves to shop.
How about colors? Does she have a favorite?
She likes pink and lime greens, the colors that are popular right now.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, how old is she?
She's turning 25.
Great. I think I have the perfect bouquet. It's our Shop Till You Drop bouquet. It's a great big bouquet of 9 bright pink and lime latex balloons printed all over with fashion icons like purses and shoes. We'll tell her happy birthday with a couple of matching foil balloons. If you'll get her a gift certificate to her favorite boutique, we can include that in the cutest little purse at the bottom of all these great balloons. For $49, we'll make the biggest presentation in the brightest colors, all customized just for her. How does that sound?
It sounds great, but I need to check with the other girls. Can you hold on a minute?
These examples put our basic selling systems to work. Take some time to develop your idea book and role-play selling situations so you're comfortable with your offering as well as your selling approach when customers call. It can be a little awkward at first. Stick with it. It'll pay off, I promise. Single strand or string of pearl arches are one of the most dramatic, efficient, and cost-effective ways to decorate with lines of color. Welcome guests with an arch that defines the entrance while establishing the theme and mood of the event. Use 11-inch balloons in smaller spaces, up to 3 foot in larger spaces. And color? Qualatex balloons are available in so many colors and finishes, not to mention all the prints. The challenge is in choosing which one. Making string of pearl arches is as simple as tying a row of evenly spaced helium balloons onto monofilament or fishing line. Monofilament comes in a variety of strengths and is available from balloon distributors. For most indoor string of pearl arches, you'll want to use 50-pound test. For larger arches, such as those made with 16-inch balloons, you'll want to go up to 100-pound. Jim's going to help by demonstrating. First, tie your monofilament to a weight, such as a sand balloon or even a chair, using a temporary knot, also known as a slip knot. To make a slip knot, circle around the object and through the loop. Now circle around the line again, but this time only pull a loop of the line through. A slip knot will hold as tension is placed in the main direction, but it will easily release when the remaining tail is pulled. A safety note, make sure to never tie your arch line onto a tank since the line is hard to see and people can trip over it. In fact, it's best to work alongside a wall when possible, and always mark the line with some balloons to avoid any mishaps. The most efficient method uses the clothesline technique. We're using Dacron line instead of monofilament so you can easily see the line. Instead of tying your monofilament as a single line and moving your way down the line, tie it in a big loop between 2 chairs with the connecting point on top and move the line. For a professional appearance, the balloon size and the distance between the balloons should be constant. So you want to make sure to size the balloons, and you want to make a template to help you keep the distance between the balloons consistent. Cut a plastic balloon straw so it's slightly longer than the width of the balloons, and make sure the ends are smooth so they won't pop a balloon, covering them with tape for instance. Now you have a tool to control your spacing. Simply place the template next to the previous balloon before tying on the next balloon. Each time you inflate a balloon, you'll size it. If you're wanting ribbon tails to decorate the balloons, simply lay the ribbon over the balloon neck and tie it right in with the balloon like we covered earlier. Then move the line rather than your feet. You can even move the chairs closer together so more line can be used to make your arch taller. And less line is used on the underneath side where the line connects. If you need to reposition the balloons, make sure to do it slowly to minimize friction, which can cause a leak. You may even want to wet the line to reduce friction. It's important to remember to follow the industry standard California balloon law in your creations. Avoid the use of foil balloons and metallic ribbon in helium-filled arches. Remember, you need to make sure your helium-filled foil balloons are individually weighted. And in the case of a helium-filled arch, you're not able to weight each of the balloons, so stick to latex balloons in string of pearl arches. Once in place, you'll need to hold the ends down with pins, tape, or weights. If the arch is to be secured to carpet, strong metal T-pins like this work great. If your balloon distributor doesn't have T-pins, try hardware or craft stores. To make sure the arch is symmetrical, use your spacer to quickly measure 1 spacer down from the last balloon. Not only does this give you an identical tying spot on both sides, it also keeps the balloons a few inches away from the floors, so they're protected from dirt and static, which can pop the balloons as well as get them dirty. A hint here. Wrapping the line a couple of times around your T-pin will reduce the tension so you can more easily tie the line to the pin where you want. Tie off a permanent knot to secure. Jim's going to demonstrate. To tie a permanent knot, go once around and pull. On your second time around, you'll want to run the line through the loop twice, then pull. Tugging on the line just locks the knot even more. If you're using pins, make sure they go deeply into the core of the carpet. You should have to work a little to get them in. Direct the pins on both sides so they face into the arch. If the arch happens to get pulled, the pins won't get pulled out. If your arch is to be attached to a smooth tile or wood floor, you may choose to use tape like gaffer's tape, available from theatrical suppliers. Just make sure to check with the facility and maybe even do a test to ensure you won't be leaving any marks. Put a few small knots in your monofilament to help the tape hold the slippery line. Then tape in a T formation both lengthwise and sideways. If tape or pins aren't an option, you'll need to anchor the arch with decorated weights. In order to plan for and price a string of pearl arch, you'll need to know how long the arch will be. Remember, these are estimates. You're looking for approximate answers to help guide you in planning and pricing. If you're using balloons inflated to 11 inches and leaving a ½ inch gap, then you'll need one balloon every 11½ inches. Since we're estimating, we'll just say one balloon every foot. To figure the length of an arch, you'll first need to determine its basic shape. If an arch is tall and narrow, like at a doorway, the curve happens so quickly, the arch length is similar to going up, across, and back down, or twice the height plus the width. In the case of an arch 10 feet tall and 6 feet wide, your equation would be 2 times 10, which is 20, plus 6 for 26 feet. If the arch is short and wide, like over a football field, the curve is so gentle you can ignore one side, using just the height plus the width as an estimate. So the equation is simply height plus width. To figure the length of an arch of similar height and width, such as 12 feet wide and 12 feet tall, you'll add 1½ times the height to the width. To draw attention to the head table at a wedding reception, you might consider a string of pearl arch. Let's say there will be 8 people at the head table and the ceiling height is 18 feet. First, figure how long your table will be. Typical catering standards allow 2 feet per person, so 2 feet times 8 equals 16 feet. With a ceiling height of 18 feet, you'll need to next figure how high the arch should be. As a general design rule, you'll want to follow the golden ratio, which says the most visually appealing way of dividing space is in a ratio of 1 to 1.618, or about 2/3 to 1/3. 2/3 of 18 feet is 12 feet, so you can feel comfortable knowing that a 12-foot arch in a space with 18-foot ceilings will be visually pleasing. Since the arch is similar in height and width, our equation to figure the length will be 1.5 times 12 feet, which is 18, plus 16 feet wide, for a total length of 34 feet. Using 11-inch balloons, you know you'll use about 1 balloon per foot or 34 balloons. It's that easy to figure supplies so you can order products and do the job with confidence and price for profits. Pricing string of pearl arches is done the same as pricing bouquets. Once a year, you figure your direct cost percentage. Then all you need to do is estimate the arch's direct costs and divide by your direct cost percentage to arrive at the selling price. For the reception table arch we just outlined, materials are 34 balloons, about 17 cubic feet of helium, 34 feet of monofilament line, 2 weights made from sand balloons inside gift boxes, and mileage to and from the reception hall. All items we use in doing the job. Let's say the cost comes to $17. Next, you figure labor. It will take one person 15 minutes to travel to and from the job and 30 minutes to create the arch. At $15 an hour, that brings the estimated labor cost to $11.25. With no other direct expenses, our total costs for the job are materials plus labor, or $17 plus $11.25, for a total of $28.25. With a direct cost percentage of 40%, the equation to figure our minimum selling price to cover our costs and make our necessary profit is $28.25, divided by 0.40 for $70.63. So we know if we sell this arch for at least $70, we'll make our desired profit and meet all of our expenses. But we're not done yet. We need to factor in perceived value. It's possible you can and should charge more, in which case you'll increase your profits.
When skillfully executed, balloon garland can provide dramatic decor. Colorful columns, soaring arches, and themed swags, all created with balloon garland, the basic building block of classic balloon decor. Garland makes it easy to paint the air with bold lines of color and even brings energy and movement to your decor with the power of a spiral pattern. Using simple systems, we can build balloon garland quickly and efficiently, and that means profitably. What's not to love about that? Typically, garland is built on 50-pound or heavier monofilament or fishing line. Some balloon artists prefer to use Dacron line rather than monofilament. It's stronger, more supple, and doesn't stretch. Feel free to experiment and see which feels best to you. I'm going to use Dacron line here since it's easier to see. Simply tie the line between two chairs using temporary knots, also known as slip knots, which we covered earlier. Leave several feet of extra line at each end. As always, you'll want to use professional quality Qualatex balloons. The color, consistency, variety, and above all else, the balloon's quality protect your reputation and your profits. Balloons that pop not only result in the loss of the balloon, but of the gas and labor used to fill them. The little bit of money you can save using cheap balloons is quickly eaten up in production and can damage your reputation. Make sure to size your balloons for a professional look. Start by inflating balloons to the same size and tying them together in pairs, creating what's known as a duplet. You'll find that slightly underinflating balloons used in garland will give them a little more durability to withstand the extra handling. For instance, I like to inflate 11-inch balloons to a 9.5-inch diameter. I'm using the Conwin Jewel Sizer hooked up to my nitrogen tank. It's automatically inflating 2 balloons at a time to the same size. Next, create an X with 2 duplets and twist one balloon from each duplet a couple of times around the other, making a 4-balloon cluster. The tension will hold them in place. Push a 4-balloon cluster onto the line, separating 2 of the balloons. Then twist the 2 balloons straddling the line together to lock the cluster onto the line. Add another cluster to the line, nesting the balloons into one another. Then lock them into the line by twisting the 2 balloons that were straddling the line together. It's important to nest the clusters before locking them in place so you don't have to force them up and down the line. Friction can cause tiny tears or leaks in the balloons. If you do need to move the balloons, consider wetting the line and make sure you move them slowly. Continue adding clusters until you've reached the desired length. Release the slip knot while holding onto the line at the base of the last cluster. Then wrap the line back through the last cluster and run the line through the loop you just created, pulling it taut. Create yet another loop and do the same to secure the cluster. You'll also want to tie off the other end. And that's a garland, the basic building block of classic balloon decor, used to create arches, swags, and columns. It's what balloon decorators most often use to decorate and organize large spaces in a dramatic way.
The natural spiral that occurs in garland has incredible visual energy we can use to lead the eye. Experiment with different color combinations to create different spiral widths. Simply control the color placement as you add clusters to the line. Here we've used 2 red and 2 white to create a classic candy cane stripe with a slow spiral, while here we've created a bold, colorful look. Get creative and have fun with your garland to help you establish your theme. You're going to need to estimate how many balloons you'll use in a garland so you can plan your jobs as well as price them. Simply divide the length of the garland in feet by the diameter of the inflated balloons in inches and multiply by our magic number, 60. If you're making a 20-foot garland from 11-inch balloons inflated to 10.5 inches, your equation would be 20 feet divided by 10.5 inches multiplied by 60 for 114 balloons. If you work in metric, you'll want to divide the length of garland in meters by the diameter of the inflated balloons in centimeters and multiply by our magic number for metric, 500. Once your business becomes a QBN member, meaning someone in the business has passed the basics test, you'll have access to the balloon estimator on Qualitex.com. Simply plug in the size of the inflated balloons and the length you desire. The estimator does the math for you. It's just one of the many benefits you'll enjoy with a QBN.
Let's take a look at using garland to create swags. They're a quick and exciting way to decorate with color and energy, and they can be made to fit any theme with the many colors, finishes, sizes, and prints of Qualitex balloons. Simply make garland with air-filled balloons and rig into place. To estimate the length of the garland, use the short, wide arch formula of height plus width. When it comes to rigging balloon decor, use a permanent knot, then let gravity create the effect. To make scallops, simply add rig points. When decorating, you'll want to make sure that you're welcome to come back, so cleanup is just as important as setup. In the event industry, this is referred to as striking the job. Make sure to include this service in your pricing to protect your relationships. To strike garland, try using a sharp T-pin in each hand to quickly pop the balloons. You can even pop garlands right inside a large trash can to make cleanup even easier.
One of the most common forms of classic balloon decor is the balloon column, also made from garland. Flanking an entrance with the spirals wrapped in opposite directions, they can draw the eye in and can really set a mood. Placed at the corners of a dance floor, they define the space and can be easily created to work with any theme. Grouped together at varying heights, they make terrific backdrops. The design possibilities are endless. To make standing columns from garland, you'll most often use a base plate and pole to give them stability. They're required outdoors and certainly recommended in high-traffic areas. The simplest base is the SDS base plate, available from balloon distributors. They're nicely weighted and easily accept half-inch electrical conduit, commonly used as framework for balloon decor. These lightweight poles can be cut to length with a hacksaw or tube cutter. Just make sure to cover any rough edges with duct tape to keep them from popping the balloons. When it comes to making columns, you can either wrap the garland on the line and then push it onto the framework, separating the balloons in a zipper pattern, or you can make the garland right on the conduit just as you would on line. While bases and poles are great for supporting columns, you're going to need to go back and get them after the event, so they add cost to the job. Installation is often cheaper and easier when columns are self-supporting. Just make sure the situation doesn't require the stability of base plates and poles. To do this, the column must be wide enough and heavy enough to control its height. A garland made from 11-inch balloons, sized to 10.5 inches, can be made into a self-supporting 6-foot column by tightly packing the garland and adding a weight to the bottom. Ideally, you want to create a weight from 2 or 4 sand balloons tied together, depending on how much weight you need to support the design. Just hang the weight over the column's bottom balloon cluster like so. Since the bottom cluster of balloons will be touching the floor, you want to protect the balloons from any rough spots and dirt, which can cause the balloons to pop. Set the column on a piece of foam board or vinyl, or cover the balloons with strips of clear packing tape. In the rare case that a balloon needs to be replaced, snip a small hole in the thicker latex near the neck of the inflated balloon. It will quietly deflate rather than pop, and the balloons around it won't be at risk for popping. Then tie in another balloon. In most cases, you'll want to finish columns by topping them, typically with big balloons. It's especially important to keep proportion in mind when choosing the top balloon. For instance, 3-foot balloons work well on columns made with 11-inch balloons. Look what happens when we put a 16-inch balloon on top. Clearly, it's out of proportion. Keep in mind that you can underinflate the balloons in the columns as well as the topper to achieve different looks. Simply tie an uninflated 260Q right in with the balloon's neck as though it were a ribbon. 260Qs are the balloons we typically associate with clowns and balloon twisters. When inflated, they measure about 2 inches by 60 inches, and the Q stands for Qualitex. The colors can coordinate for easy hiding, and the elasticity is great for holding the top balloon in snug, even as the balloons deflate. Run the 260Q down through the top 2 clusters, then tie the ends together to secure. When filled with helium, balloon garland forms a dramatic arch, defining space, creating atmosphere, and highlighting focal points. Simply inflate the balloons with helium and anchor each end to naturally form an arch. Because you'll be using a lot more helium in a garland arch than you do in a string of pearl arch, you'll need to use heavy weights rather than T-pins or tape. If you're using a spiral pattern, you'll most likely want to reverse it in the center so it draws the eye into the arch. To do this, simply rotate your clusters in the opposite direction at the midpoint. When it comes to figuring your price and determining your supply needs, use the arch equations covered in the string of pearl arch section and the length equation in the garland section. Once again, simple systems creating dynamic designs. That's what classic balloon decor is all about. Knowing how to make all these great gifts and decorations, then pricing them for profits, is just part of what it takes to succeed. We've also got to get the word out on our products and services. To thrive in today's competitive world, it's essential that you actively promote your business, also known as marketing. Marketing encompasses every activity that affects your client's perception of you and your business. How you dress, your van, your business cards, the way you price your product, and printed brochures. As with any business, big or small, you'll want to have a marketing plan. While it may sound intimidating, a marketing plan is really just a to-do list. How you're going to promote your business, when you're going to do it, and how much it's going to cost. Begin by categorizing your clients and your prospective clients. Decide who in your community you want to have know about your business and write down everyone you can think of. It might include bridal shop managers, catering managers, maybe even members of the Chamber of Commerce. Next to each person's name, write down any relevant characteristics they may have. list the products or services they're likely to buy, and include the potential dollar sales volume they could represent to you. As you're making this list, don't underestimate the value of previous clients. In fact, star or highlight these names since they're by far your most valuable customers and your best prospects. Next, make 3 columns: what to do, when to do it, and how much money to spend. Your ideas should focus on 2 primary objectives: ways of making direct contact with new and existing clients, and ways to improve your business image. Write down every idea you can think of for a few minutes. Here's a short list to get you started. Make 5 phone calls a day to potential new clients. Make 5 phone calls a day to previous clients. Buy new company shirts. Donate decor to the Symphony in return for advertising in their program. Print new business cards. Wash the van. The key is not to make huge lists, but to take action to improve your sales. For example, start by calling the first person on your contact list. If you don't have the person's name, call the business and ask for it. Say something like, "Hi, this is Linda with Beautiful Balloons. We're one of the top professional balloon businesses in town, and I believe we can be of service to you. I know how busy you are, so can I mail you a short letter describing our full range of balloon services?" You might even offer to drop by a complimentary arrangement, saying something like, "If it's okay with you, I'm going to be in your part of town tomorrow, and I'd like to drop off a complimentary arrangement for your office staff. If you're free for 5 minutes, I could show you some recent photos of our work." Regularly update, organize, and improve your marketing plan to make sure it's working for you. Constant attention to your marketing efforts will ensure that your sales are growing and you're thriving.
The least expensive way to promote your business is through your satisfied customers, also known as word of mouth. Simply put, the #1 way to build your business is through customer referrals. And the easiest way to get customer referrals? Do good work and ask for them. When you've finished a job for a customer who seems happy, say something as simple as, "I'm glad you seem pleased. We're working hard to build our business, so if you know anyone who could use our services, we'd greatly appreciate you recommending us." When people are asked to help, they're much more likely to make an active effort. When you get a new customer, it's always a good idea to ask how they found out about you. If it was through a previous customer, a phone call to thank them for the referral, a nice thank you note, or even a balloon delivery can encourage a repeat performance, and that will put a smile on your face.
A general business rule is that 80% of your business comes from just 20% of your customers. So it makes sense to focus on nurturing your relationships with that top 20%. Try calling a customer soon after a birthday delivery to confirm the delivery was a success. It'll give you a chance to catch any problems early while letting them know their satisfaction is important to you. It's just another way to build loyalty and encourage customer referrals. Then, make a note to contact the customer again in 11 months. You can provide a helpful reminder of last year's gift and make it easy for them to order again with some new suggestions. In this day of computers and calendar programs, organizing follow-up efforts has never been easier.
When it comes to meeting new people, make sure to ask them for a business card. Then, offer one of yours. This is especially important in networking groups like the Chamber of Commerce, the International Special Events Society, and local leads groups. Sometimes it's the simplest things that can make a difference, like coming up with a fun sentence that sums up what you do and sharing it with everyone you meet. Maybe it's something like, "We spread smiles with our colorful balloons and event decorations," or "We help transform small and large events into magical spaces with our colorful balloons." Work on your sentence and use it often.
If you decide to showcase your work by offering bouquets or decor at a reduced price in exchange for publicity or to encourage an initial order from a new client, Always make sure the full value of your work is recognized on your invoice. List the full price you'd normally charge, then deduct the amount or percentage break you're giving and list the reason why. For example, let's say the total price is $1,000. Break out a 50% discount for a listing in the program brochure and future referrals, then list the amount due, or $500. The key thing here is to make sure your client knows they're not getting something for nothing, that you've invested in them, and that you expect to get something in return. Treat these situations for what they are, marketing expenses. You're investing a certain amount of money by doing work for less than you normally would charge, in return for some kind of consideration.
A great business name and an attractive logo on business cards, store signs, company shirts, and delivery vans help promote confidence in your services as a professional. If you decide not to wear company apparel, make sure you're dressed professionally when interacting with the public. The old saying is true, you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. At the Red Balloon Company, we invested in our identity early on and we use it every chance we get. Fun, distinctively painted delivery vans are especially good marketing tools. Since vans advertise to your entire service area, potential customers see them on location and begin to trust the brand. Company shirts and delivery vans are mobile billboards for your services. Just remember to be on your best behavior, especially while driving, since your company name is on the line. Everything that leaves your shop should carry your company name and contact information. Small stickers with your name and phone number can add a subtle advertising message without taking away from the product. A business card is another option, and of course, you'll always want to carry business cards with you wherever you go. Gift cards that feature balloon care information, as well as your name and phone number, are a great idea for every bouquet. While giving you a place for the personal message, they also help make sure the recipient has a positive balloon experience with tips on how to care for the balloons. And most people hang on to gift cards for years. Custom printed balloons are another way to promote your business. Microfoil balloons on cup and sticks make wonderful business cards everyone will notice. You can even sign your bouquets when you add an 11-inch or larger latex balloon featuring your logo. Check with your Qualitex distributor for details on ordering custom printed balloons.
Many potential customers will get their first impression of your company through the telephone. So always make sure yours is answered professionally. Something like, "Good morning, this is Linda from Beautiful Balloons. How can we help you celebrate?" If you can't answer the phone live, make sure you have a professional voicemail system that represents your business in the same way and respects the caller's time. Let them know they've reached the right place. Give them a brief statement on what your company provides and ask that they leave their name and number. Lengthy messages that go into detail take too much time and often result in a hang-up. Try something like, "You've reached Beautiful Balloons. We're out making deliveries or decorating another fabulous event, but your call's important to us. Please leave your name and phone number after the tone, and we'll return your call just as soon as we can."
You'll sell what you show, so inflated balloons are a must, especially together in bouquets. Customers who come in looking for a balloon will be tempted to spend more when they see the possibilities. Whether latex or foil, balloons simply must be inflated. Ultra High Float comes in handy since helium-filled latex balloons will float up to 25 times longer. For foil balloons, some retailers inflate them, tape up their tails, and use Velcro to stick them to the wall or other such display. Another option is the Show and Sell Mag Mover system. It displays up to 12 foils at a time, using a magnet system to secure it from metal in the ceiling. Because they're foils, they stay inflated and look fresh for a very long time. Check with your Qualitex distributor for available display aids that will work best in your business. You know what they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words, especially when it comes to balloon decor. Consider investing in a good digital camera. Then, photograph your work and keep a portfolio of your best designs. This can be accented with an idea book of photos from Balloon Images magazine, and even photos you can download for free from Qualitex.com once your business becomes a QBN member. Keep in mind that with each kit you complete, you get access to even more free photos. To maintain credibility with your customers, you'll want to make sure to always distinguish between your own work and that of others. And remember, your customers are looking to you for guidance. Use your reference materials to make suggestions. It will establish you as the expert and shows that you value your customers' time.
Once your business is a QBN member, you'll become eligible to purchase professional marketing brochures like these. Simply log on to QBN resources at Qualitex.com and search by category. You'll also find incredible photos, clip art, and even flyers you can download for free. Mail them with statements, leave them with potential clients, even include them with deliveries. They'll open people's eyes to what you can do with balloons.
Everybody's on the web these days. Whether they're looking for a specific site or searching, it's quickly becoming a primary resource for most of us. In addition to communicating with existing customers, websites also work to communicate with potential customers. Having a web presence gives clients visibility to your work and can be especially helpful as a visual reference when talking with customers on the phone. Just make sure you print your web address on everything you do. It'll help drive people to your site.
Yellow pages are one of the most common forms of advertising for businesses selling balloons. Make sure you do some research before you commit. Ask friends which ads they're attracted to and why. Then see if your ad can incorporate many of the best features. If you do other print advertising, remember that repetition is the key. Studies have shown it's usually better to have a small, distinct ad run consistently in a local newspaper than to run a large ad only once or twice a year. Traditional advertising's main job is to create a trusted image of your company in the mind of the consumer. The constant repetition helps to build that trust as well as provide your company information when your services are needed. Newspaper editors, radio producers, and television producers are often looking for a lighter news story to share. A few times a year, send out a media release with a human interest or business hook. Maybe local balloon designer becomes certified balloon artist, or local company anticipates big business this Valentine's Day. They may pick up the story and you'll get valuable exposure for free. We've covered a lot of ground in this first step of the QBN program, Balloon Basics. Let's take a look at your to-do list now. First, review this kit's materials, including those found at QBN Basics on Qualitex.com. Take the online test to confirm your knowledge of the material in this kit. Develop and practice your balloon skills as you build your business. Now that you have a firm foundation in balloons, you'll likely want to further develop your offering and leverage the power and profitability of balloons in your business. The QBN program offers additional kits, balloon deliveries and bouquets, as well as balloon decor. Both build on what you've learned here. The QBN Balloon Deliveries and Bouquets Kit is especially helpful to businesses that want to focus on building their delivery business. In it, you'll learn how to make lots of value-added creations like double bubbles, balloon faces, and confetti balloons, along with how to sell and present gift bouquets. For those businesses wanting to build the decor side of balloon sales and profits, the QBN program offers the QBN Decor Kit. This kit is designed to help businesses develop the decor side of their balloon sales. In it, you'll learn how to design event decor, how to sell it, and even how to create more advanced decor, like balloon drops. You can learn more about the QBN kits, other educational resources, and the program's marketing resources at Qualitex.com. As for this Balloon Basics kit, congratulations on taking this important step toward growing your balloon sales and making more money. Start now, practicing and applying the materials we've covered here, then take advantage of the QBN marketing resources. You'll join thousands of businesses all over the world that have increased their balloon sales and profits with the help of the Qualitex Balloon Network.